Down, and we'll start right away with Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz just had a fight, his third fight in less than a year with you guys. What do you think about his performance?
Yeah, I'm not saying it was the wrong opponent, but I knew Zamaripa was going to be very crafty and move a lot. And there's a lot I liked about Andy Cruz's performance. One is that he was always trying to force a stoppage. He was walking Zamaripa down, he hurt him repeatedly. And also, last time I saw Zamaripa, I was ringside, he fought Angel Fierro in Tijuana. And it was a life and death war. And he lost a very tight split decision. What we saw tonight was a complete mismatch. And Andy Cruz just battered Zamaripa, and he was like, that's just the levels that he's at. So it's all very well me screaming and shouting about how good Andy Cruz is. Now we've got to face that kind of opposition. Do you know what I mean? We've got to face a real solid top 10 guy next, because he's just going to breeze through all these guys. And when he fights that guy in the top 10, he's going to breeze through that guy. And when he fights the guy in the top 5, he's going to breeze through that guy. It's going to take someone very special to actually give him a competitive fight.
And I don't want to beat the drum over and over and over, but we spoke about it a couple of days ago. Here we are. You said he needed a good performance. He obviously did his thing today. Do you think this was enough to make Keyshawn that next top 10 guy?
Like he doesn't need a statement to get the Keyshawn Davis fight. It just depends if Keyshawn and Top Rank want the fight. Like, as I said, Keyshawn will always want the fight. He's a fighter. They believe they can beat anybody. Top Rank just know he can't beat Andy Cruz, because Top Rank have proper matchmakers that know the sport. And there is no way in the world that Keyshawn's promoters or his training team will let him go near Andy Cruz. And that's going to be the difficulty now, is finding the right opponent and the right name. And you just got to pay him a lot of money. But I do think that one day, when he's allowed to fight Andy Cruz, or the fight just becomes so big, Top Rank allow that fight, I think it'll be a massive fight. I really do. And all the building up we're doing now, backwards and forwards, is great. I'm giving Keyshawn Davis more promotion than he's had in his entire career. Genuinely. When have you heard Top Rank or Bob Arum coming out talking about Keyshawn Davis like I do? And I'm telling you now, Keyshawn Davis is a great fighter. He's a great personality. I really like him, but he just can't beat Andy Cruz.
Eddie,
that's all.
Where and when you're trying to bring Andy back?
May, June at the latest. Want to keep him nice and active now. Obviously, he boxed at the end of November. Now he's boxed in February. That's a very nice distance apart. He did 10 rounds tonight. It was a lot of work. He didn't really get hit a lot, but he still did 10 rounds, and he did a training camp. So we'll speak to the team, but May or June, and he'll be back.
And are you looking for it to be a top 10 guy? Or
has to be a name like...
Any opponent in mind already?
Angel Fierro, who's number 3 with the WBO, who beat Zamaripa. Like, that's a great fight. I think you saw with Straffon comes to fight, and Andy actually walked him down. That's 2 back-to-back fights now, and he did it a little bit against Burgos, where he's actually walking the opponent down. And I really enjoyed what I heard from Bozy in the corner, which was literally from the first round. Walk him down, let your hands go. I'm like, whoa. So they're obviously getting him to fight in that style. Look, it's my job to scream and shout with a big mouth, but it's their job to move him the way they see him performing in the gym. But everyone after him, he says yes to. So, I just need an opponent next where you guys go, ooh.
In a stacked division, Eddie, who do you feel presents the biggest challenge? Even though people are talking a lot about Keyshawn, who do you feel presents the biggest challenge on paper to Andy Cruz?
At lightweight, Gervonta Davis, maybe. It's a great fight. Styles make fights. I can't see Gervonta Davis beating Andy Cruz. Honestly, I know that he's only had 3 fights, and imagine when he's had 7 or 8 fights. He's so good. Even against Zamaripa tonight, it's such a bad mismatch. Whereas Zamaripa would give most lightweights, outside of the elite guys, a really good fight. But it's just a chronic mismatch.
But when he has these performances like this, it just gets harder and harder for you to just fight an opponent for him.
It does, but then someone hopefully will go, oh, he didn't stop him, or he's not a massive puncher, or whatever.
Maybe even a bad performance. Sorry to cut you off.
No, before Berlanga comes through, what are your thoughts on his performance tonight?
Really good. Slow 2 rounds. think just sort of feeling out McCrory, and McCrory can really punch. And then hit McCrory with some massive shots, like a huge left hook, huge right hand that stiffened up the legs. And then in the end, you know, I really liked the opponent because he had a go. You know, he was firing till the end, and that was exactly the statement that we needed from Edgar. He's now WBA #1. He's the mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez. That fight's going to happen. Whether it's in May, whether it's in September, whether it's in May 2025, it's going to happen.